Don't you want to play with the gang?
I get bored with the afternoon crowd. Nannies and babies, schnauzers and cocker spaniels.
What you mean is Bowser hasn't shown up yet.
I mean what I mean.
I wish I knew more about you, Sylvia.
Why do you always have to know everything?
Just for the pleasure of knowing. Take Kate, for example. We started dating in high school. We know each other cold.
Yeah, well, that's her. This is me.
Wish I knew more about your former owner.
Second owners always wish that.
Did you like him as much as you like me?
How do you know it was a guy?
Good point. But you were mistreated, weren't you?
I got to sleep on the couch.
Still, what kind of a person would take you to the park and just let you go?
How do you know I wasn't lost? Or how do you know I didn't see you sitting on some bench and simply say to myself, there's the man I want to spend the rest of my life with? How do you know I didn't break my leash and run to your side?
I don't know, do I?
No, and you never will, see? I'm a mystery. I'm what's known as the other. That's never happened to you before. And that's why I'm so exciting. And that's what love is all about. Now go with the flow, man. Well, now, I think I'll just mosey on back to the group.
Ah, because Bowser's there now, right?
I'm not saying a word.
Hiya, Greg.
Hi, Tom.
How are things going at home?
Fine.
Really?
Actually, not so good.
Thought so? Think I know why.
Sylvia's why.
No, it's deeper than that. I've been reading this book.
Another book.
This one's deep, man. It's all about us.
Us?
It says we're basically biophilic.
Hey, watch it.
No, that's good, man. People who love dogs are biophiles. Their lovers are the bios, which is Greek for the processes of nature.
Go on.
What's more, the whole thing's genetic. Did your dad ever take you hiking and fishing when you were young?
Actually, yes.
Did your mother ever push your stroller through some zoo?
I'm sure, yes.
See? What they were doing was activating your biophilic gene.
I see.
We've inherited these genes from our caveman days when we had to connect with nature in order to survive in it.
Ah.
And your relationship with Sylvia has reactivated that gene. That's why you respond to her so strongly. On the other hand, your wife's biophilic gene has become thoroughly atrophied.
That's true enough.
She sees nature as threatening and messy.
You got it.
That's why you're having marital problems. It's all built in. It's as if you were straight and she was gay, or vice versa.
I don't know, Tom.
Look, I'm just giving you a name for what's going on. Naming the problem helps you to deal with it. Actually, that's why my wife and I decided to split.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, it's good. Biophiles need to mate with other biophiles. It's better for the environment. Bowser and I are hoping to hook up with a forestry major.
Good luck.
I'll lend you the book.
Sylvia's having a ball out there.
Life of the party, isn't she?
She's been to the beauty parlor again.
Or else she's in heat.
No.
She could be.
What makes you think so?
The way she carries her tush. Did you ever get a spade?
Not yet. I took your advice about waiting. Is Bowser fixed?
No, it's different.
Is it?
Call her, see if she'll come.
Of course she'll come.
Not if she's in heat.
Sylvia, come. She's coming immediately.
Hi, Greg. Hello, Tom. Did I ever tell you how fond I was of Bowser?
You're not in heat, are you, sweetheart?
Me? No way.
Didn't think so.
I just feel like fucking, that's all.
She seems to be asking for it.
She's just being affectionate.
I want to fucky fuck.
I think she's definitely in heat.
It's just natural affection.
May I go now, please?
Sure, Sylvia. Go play.
Oh, boy, Bowser, run your nuts, here I come.
You may be right. She may be in heat.
I think she is.
What do I do if she is?
Keep her inside.
With my wife?
Then send her away.
My wife?
Sylvia.
I'm not going to send her away.
Just for the duration.
Out of the question.
Then keep her on a leash at all times. And don't bring her to the park. If she gets loose, you're just asking for... Uh-oh.
What?
Where's Bowser?
Where's Sylvia?
Look! Over there, behind that bush. Shit! I told you!
I'll break it up.
Too late, they're locked.
I don't care.
Get her.
But,
Hey, Greg! Think about her for a change. This is a big moment. What has she done for most of her life? Lie around an apartment, take an occasional walk on the end of a leash. Give her this at least. Give her something to remember.
That bastard.
Oh, Bowser?
He raped her.
Come off that.
Bowser raped Sylvia.
She asked for it. She shoved it right in his face.
Listen, fella, you're talking about my dog.
You see? You see what we're doing? We're thinking of them as people.
Right. Oh, Sylvia.
After this, you should get it fixed.
And you want to have Bowser neutered.
Nope. Sorry, no way. It would ruin his personality. There's a major difference between castration and just having your tubes tied right. Think about it.
Oh, I see. So once again, the women of this world are being asked to suffer the consequences of male aggression. Oh, boy, I'm telling you, I'm learning a lot about life these days.
Cool it, Greg.
Do these things always take?
Not always.
I almost wish it would.
Why?
Sylvia'd make a wonderful mother.
It's tough having puppies, particularly in town.
But I'd be there for her. I'd pitch right in. I'd build her a special box with newspapers and a blanket and get ready to give a hand. It would give us more in common. Hey, when Kate and I had our kids, I pulled my weight, I'm telling you. I helped feed them and change them and give them their baths. And on Sunday mornings, we'd bring them into our bed and we'd all hunker down under the covers. I do the same with Sylvia and her pups. Why, we'd all... Together, we'd...
You're sick, man.
I know it.
Get her down to the vet, first thing.
Right.
And get yourself to a shrink.
Uh-huh.
Well, looks like they're done. Hey, it's getting late. Come on, Bowser. Let's go, big guy. Shake your legs, doesn't he want?
Macho bastard. Well, well.
Are you speaking to me?
Have a good time out there?
I believe it's time to go
I
home.
said, did you have a good time?
I prefer not to discuss it.
Do you like Bowser?
Who?
You know damn well who. Bowser, that big guy with his tail up heading home.
Oh, him.
Do you like him?
It's really none of your business, Greg.
Oh, no? Seems to me out there you made it everybody's business.
Look, Greg, I happen to be exhausted.
I'll bet you are.
I am tired. I am hungry. I am not going to hang around this park discussing ancient history. What happened between me and Bowser is over and done with. It was just a fling, Greg. Just a dumb, silly fling. We both got temporarily carried away. Now let's just leave it at that.
Will it happen again?
What do you mean?
Are you still in heat, Sylvia?
I refuse to recognize that expression as I find it somewhat demeaning.
You are, aren't you?
I'm not saying I am. I'm not saying I'm not.
Seems to me a little operation is in order.
Which means?
Never mind, but I'm calling the vet first thing.
That sounds like you plan to punish me.
No.
It sure sounds that way.
It's for your own good.
Yeah, sure. Tell me another.
I just wish you could exercise a little more self-control.
May we change the subject, please? May we get on with our lives? May we make some attempt to move toward home? I happen to be quite hungry.
I'll bet you are. Let's go.
Hold it!
What?
Get a load of that Dalmatian over there.
What about him?
Look at the balls on that guy.
Let's go, Sylvia!
On second thought, I think I want to stay.
You're a slut, Sylvia. You're a promiscuous slut. It's other than life for you, kid. First thing.
You're just jealous.
Not at all.
Yes, you are. You're jealous.
I am not. I just think you could do better, that's all.
Yeah. Is that you, darling?
Just us.
I wonder if we could talk for a minute?
Sure we can talk. Come on, Sylvia.
Alone, Greg, without Sylvia.
She'll be quiet. She's still under the weather after her operation. The vet said she'll be shaky for a couple more days.
I wish I knew what you had them do to me, you prick.
She's a little mad at me.
Greg, sweetheart, I have...
Hold it, dear. Lie down, Sylvia.
I don't want to lie down.
Down, Sylvia. She's supposed to lie down. Lie down, Sylvia.
Ouch, shit, that hurts. Ow. Greg, I have something very exciting.
Sit, Kate.
What?
Sit down.
Greg, I am not Sylvia.
Sorry, I got confused.
Now, Greg, I have some very exciting news for the both of us.
Shoot.
I got a grant
You got a grant?
to study in England.
Hey!
It's from a special foundation set up for women to resume their careers after their childbearing years.
Well, congratulations, dear. That's fantastic. It's all paying off, isn't it? Those night courses when the kids were growing up, summer school, it's all coming together.
Oh, my God, my aching
So
gut.
I thought I would use it to see how the English teach their mother tongue.
Great idea.
And
And
they supply a spousal supplement.
spousal supplement?
You can come too, darling.
Hey, fantastic!
Oh, and it couldn't happen at a better time with your job in limbo and everything.
Holy shit, what women of this world have to go through.
So I thought we could get a flat in London, maybe have the kids over for the summer.
Perfect. Did you hear that, Sylvia? To be in England. Hikes on the moors, kid. Wuthering Heights, Hound of the Baskervilles.
Don't talk to me, I'm dying here.
Just close your eyes and think of England, Sylvia. The English are a great people. They love dogs.
Oh, they do, darling. They definitely do. They love them so much they're very protective of their own.
What does that mean?
They have a quarantine, sweetheart. A 6-month quarantine before you can bring a dog into the country.
That's ridiculous.
Well, they do. I checked, darling. I called the consulate. Not even Elizabeth Taylor's dogs were allowed to set paw on English soil.
So you're saying we can't take Sylvia?
I'm afraid not, dear.
Those snooty, limey fucks.
Greg, I thought we had an agreement about those words.
So Sylvia's not good enough for them, eh?
We'll just have to find her a good home, dear. Greg, let sleeping dogs lie.
You applied for this grant, didn't you?
Of course I applied.
No, I mean recently, since Sylvia.
Well, as a matter of fact, yes.
And you specifically asked for England.
English is my field, sweetheart.
And you knew that Sylvia couldn't come.
Well, I knew we needed to get away.
You're
dear.
trying to separate me from my dog.
Well, that's part of it, yes.
That's a major part of it.
She's not good for us, Greg. I hate what she does to you. I hate what she does to me. I think... Oh.
Oh.
What is that awful smell?
I think it's Sylvia. The vet said she might pass a little gas.
Damn it, Sylvia.
She had an operation, Kate.
All right, let's talk about England.
I don't want to go.
Greg,
Not without Sylvia.
if you love me, you come to England.
I'll come visit.
I followed you around for 20 years. You can damn well follow me.
I said I'll visit.
I plan to be there for 6 months.
That long?
That long.
I'll last.
Well, maybe I won't.
Are you serious?
You could find her a home if you wanted to, Greg.
This is her home. This is my home.
Even without me in it?
I can't give her up, Kate. It's a genetic thing. I have this gene.
Yes, well, I have this gene, too. It's a gene that tells me I've made a major commitment to my mate. It's a gene that reminds me that I'm responsible for educating my offspring. It's a gene that makes me want to do something constructive for the welfare of the world at large.
Maybe we better sleep on this one.
Maybe we better. I'm going to bed. Are you coming?
Later?
This is serious, isn't it?
I think it is.
Well, thanks a lot, Sylvia. You've managed to chew a huge hole into a 22-year-old marriage.
Hey, wait up, Bowser, wait for me, buddy.
Wake up, Sylvia.
Ooh, what?
Time for your pill, kid.
Oh. I hate pills.
I'll put it in with your food. You won't taste a thing.
I love you, Greg.
I'm a mess, Sylvia.
I know you are, but even when you behave like a complete asshole, I love you completely.
I must admit, Kate, I find it somewhat difficult to counsel married couples when one of the partners refuses to cooperate. I thought your husband agreed to join us.
He promised he would.
Well, then let's simply assume he's late.
Oh, let's simply assume he's with Sylvia. Oh, Leslie, maybe I should just say to hell with the whole thing.
Now, don't give up. We've come a long way, you and I. Please sit, Kate.
I wish people would stop telling me to sit.
All right, stand then. But let's take advantage of Greg's absence to review the bidding. During our last session, you seemed to suggest that he'd actually fallen in love with Sylvia.
Oh, he has, totally.
Couldn't you be exaggerating?
Oh, he says things to her he never says to me.
Such as?
You look beautiful. You look wonderful. I love you. All that stuff.
Well, maybe he's speaking to you through Sylvia, Kate. Maybe Sylvia is simply the medium through which he expresses his love for you.
Oh, this is different, Leslie. Even when we were first married, he never looked at me the way he looks at Sylvia.
Could you describe that look?
Oh, there's sort of a deep, distant light in his eye. A sort of primeval affection.
Do you think, now how do I put this, Kate? Do you think there's anything physical in his relationship with Sylvia? Now be frank.
No.
Well, you're sure? These things happen. There was a couple in here the other day who did very peculiar things with their cat.
No. There is nothing physical between Greg and Sylvia. Oh, there's a lot of petting and pawing and stroking and licking. That goes on ad nauseum. But nothing beyond that. I almost wish there were.
Why do you say that, Kate?
Well, because then it would be just an affair. And any wife worth her salt can deal with that. But this is much deeper. I feel like I'm up against something that's gone on for hundreds of thousands of years. Ever since the first wolf came out of the forest and hunkered down next to the caveman by his fire.
But, Kate, don't you think that the cave woman must have had ways of shooing that wolf back into outer darkness?
I've tried, Leslie. That's why I got the grant to go to England. But all it did was aggravate the issue. Now he loves her even more. He says, nothing becomes her like the leaving thereof. So he won't leave her.
Thank you.
I believe I hear Greg.
Sorry I'm late. Hello, dear.
Greg, this is Leslie.
Hi, Leslie. The reason I'm late is because Sylvia had to have her stitches taken out.
We're not interested, Greg.
No, let him talk, Kate. You've had your say. Now he should have his.
While we were at the vets, we discovered she had worms, which explains why she's been dragging her butt all over the living room rug. But we plan to deal with that with little pink pills.
See what I'm up against?
Kate, why don't you have a seat in the other room and read a magazine? I'd like to talk to Greg alone, if I may.
Is there a phone out there? Maybe I should just call and reconfirm my single seat on British Airways.
No, now, trust me, Kate. I have been in this business a long, long time.
But it's impossible to get through. He won't listen.
Sit down, Greg.
Thanks.
Talk to me, Greg. Say whatever's on your mind.
Okay. She's not herself lately.
Well, I'm glad you see that, Greg.
Particularly these past few weeks.
And why do you think that, Greg?
Oh, I know exactly why. She resents me.
Well, why do you suppose she resents you?
Because I made the decision
What decision?
to have her spayed.
You're talking about
Sylvia.
Sylvia.
You don't want me to talk about Sylvia?
No, I do. If you want to, Greg.
Kate doesn't like me to.
Well, that's Kate, Greg. As for me, I'd like very much to hear about Sylvia because by telling me about Sylvia, you're really telling me about yourself.
Okay. Well, to begin with, she's got great eyes.
Sylvia?
Sylvia, I finally understand the word limpid now. She's got limpid eyes. Limpid, deep, serious eyes. But that doesn't mean she's serious all the time. She laughs. I've actually seen her laugh. And she's got this great little butt on her. Everyone comments on that butt. When she sashays down the street, she kind of wiggles it back and forth. A lot of people stop me in the street to pet her because of that butt. And when we get to the park, the whole gang goes nuts for her. Even though she's spayed, they gather around. Oh, you should see Bowser, for example. Oh, and hey, I found this poem that Shakespeare wrote about her.
Shakespeare?
Who is Sylvia? What is she that all our swains commend her?
Greg?
Holy, fair, and wise is she.
Greg?
The heavens such grace did.
Greg!
Yes?
I'm afraid we're confined to the 50-minute hour.
I'm sorry. I get carried away.
Okay. Greg, I'm going to do something here which I normally do much further along in the therapy process. I'm going to put myself in the picture.
Yourself?
Mm-hmm. What's my name, Greg?
Kate said it was Leslie.
Leslie it is. Now, am I a man or a woman?
You're a woman.
You hesitated, Greg.
Yes, well, sorry.
No, I wanted you to hesitate. I wanted you to select my gender. That's why I call myself Leslie. It's a name which works either way.
It does, doesn't it?
And that's why I wear these ambivalent clothes. I may be a man pretending to be a woman, or I may be a woman pretending to be a man. I let my patients select my gender, Greg.
I thought you were a woman.
Because you wanted me to be a woman.
I did?
We project our needs onto the world, Greg, like the shapeless and absurd. We use words, names, categories to give us a sense of shape. We need that sense of shape to make it through the day.
Okay.
You even see it in the Bible, Greg. God has Adam name the animals so that Adam can construct his own order out of the chaos around him. Which brings us to your dog, Greg.
Sylvia.
Sylvia. You wanted your dog to be a woman, too. That's why you named her Sylvia.
She was already named Sylvia.
But you needed a woman, Greg, a different kind of woman.
I already have a woman. Her name is Kate.
You wanted a different kind of woman, Greg. You wanted the subservient little wife you once kept in the suburbs. You wanted the worshipful daughter who once hung on your every word. You wanted a Sylvia, and if Sylvia didn't exist, you would have had to invent her.
You may be right, Leslie.
I think I am, Greg. Now, these are what we therapists call the dangerous years.
The dangerous years.
The years between the first hint of retirement and the first whiff of a nursing home.
Oh, God.
No, we should make the most of these years, Greg. I, for example, am exploring the boundaries of gender identification. Kate is moving beyond child rearing to a career in the public classroom. You, on the other hand, seem to have retreated into kind of a pastoral nostalgia.
Pastoral nostalgia?
By acquiring Sylvia.
You think that's true?
I do, Greg. And I think it's time to move on. Time to accept the challenges that come with later life.
Maybe so.
Drop the leash, Greg. And once again, take a hold of your wife's hand. See if you are capable of walking with her side by side toward the setting sun.
Thank you, Leslie. This all makes a lot of sense.
Well, I think it does. I think it makes a great deal of sense. I must say, I'm exhausted. This has been a long, tough haul for all of us. Now, shall I bring in Kate and we can all sit down together and work through a few specifics?
Aren't you forgetting one thing?
What thing, Greg?
Sylvia.
Sylvia?
Well, you've seen Kate, you've seen me. Now, don't you think you should see Sylvia?
You want me to hold a session with your dog?
No, not a session, Leslie. Jeez, what kind of a nutcase do you think I am? No. I just think you should pat her, maybe play with her a little, possibly take her for a short walk. Because then you'll see, Leslie.
See what?
Then you'll see that Sylvia is more than just a name or a gene or a psychological symptom or anything else that tries to pin her down. Any dog owner knows this. If you don't, Leslie, you should get one immediately. We should all have dogs. It should be put in the Constitution. It's not just a right, it's an obligation. When you register to vote, you pick up your dog license. The world will be a far better place, Leslie. Why, just think. You and I and Nelson Mandela and Yasser Arafat and Meryl Streep could all meet at Club Med or someplace, and what would we talk about? Our dogs, Leslie! Our dogs!
Greg?
Yes?
Greg, I'd like you to leave right now. Quickly, if you would, and send Kate in on your way out.
It's Sylvia's dinner time anyway.
What happened? Kate, I want you to do several things.
Several?
First, I want you to divorce Greg.
Divorce?
Take him for every nickel he's got.
Oh, I couldn't do that.
Then I want you to get a gun.
A gun?
To shoot Sylvia. I hope you get her right between the eyes.
But Leslie...
Sorry, I'm late for my shrink.
If this were played upon a stage now, I would condemn it as an improbable fiction. 12th Night, Act 3.
You look particularly glamorous today, Sylvia.
Thank you, Greg.
You know why, don't you?
Why don't you tell me while I check out Le Kibble du jour?
You look particularly glamorous today, Sylvia, because we've come to a major moment in our relationship.
A major moment?
A turning point. And at turning points in our lives, good or bad, we instinctively shine. Our eyes sparkle, our hair glistens, our bodies seem to know.
Well, why is this a turning point?
We're going to lay our cards on the table, both of us.
I thought we always did that anyway.
We do, but this will even be more so. Now, up until now, you've been saying what I'd hoped you'd say. This time, I want you to feel you're totally on your own.
Sounds exciting.
Would you like to sit down, Sylvia?
Where shall I sit?
Anywhere you want.
Can I sit on the couch?
You may, Sylvia. Come on, I'll give you a hand.
This is the life. I like these major moments, Greg.
Sylvia, I have to send you away.
Away?
To somewhere else.
Oh, you mean that kennel you put me in when you went off on that weekend? I can live with that as long as it's just a few days.
It's not a kennel, Sylvia. I found a family for you.
Fine, sounds better than a kennel.
And it won't be for just a few days.
How long will it be? 2 weeks? 3?
Forever, Sylvia.
Forever.
It boils down to you or Kate, Sylvia, and I'm choosing Kate.
You're choosing Kate?
I have to, Sylvia.
You can't have us both?
I guess I can't.
Is this because she hates me?
She doesn't hate you,
She
Sylvia.
certainly doesn't like me.
She doesn't like me, Sylvia, when I'm with you.
Lord knows I've tried to please her.
You have, Sylvia.
I always greet her when she comes home.
I know that.
And she seems to like it when I lick the plates before they go in the dishwasher. She even encourages the habit.
That's only because she doesn't like waste, Sylvia.
So you're choosing her over me?
She's my wife, Sylvia. She's the mother of my children. We've lived together a long, long time.
Do you love her?
I do, very much.
I thought you loved me.
I do, sweetheart, but in a different way. And it's not a good way as far as Kate is concerned.
I thought there was talk of you and me moving out.
There was.
I thought there was serious talk of you and me getting a studio apartment over on 69th Street near the park.
There was talk of that, yes, Sylvia, in the heat of the moment.
I thought you were going to take me camping on Chesapeake Bay. I thought you were going to teach me how to retrieve ducks.
I was going to do all that.
And you suddenly chickened out.
That's what I've done. Chickened out.
I feel awful.
So do I.
You know what I wish I could do? I wish I could mix myself a double absolute vodka on the rocks. With the twist.
I did that earlier, Sylvia, for myself.
Yeah, well, being a dog, I don't happen to have the solace of alcohol, Greg.
I've got a bark bar for you.
A what?
A bark bar, remember? I bought you one on our last walk over to the east side. You loved it.
It's in the shape of a cat.
I thought you'd be amused by that.
Amused? Amused by those fuckers? Not bad. But not good enough. So tell me about this family you're shipping me off to.
Oh, they're great, Sylvia. I advertised in the Westchester newspapers. I interviewed a number of applicants.
Thanks for letting me in on it.
You'll be living in the suburbs, Sylvia.
I hate the suburbs.
What? All that green grass? This family has half an acre, all fenced in.
That Akita in the park used to live in the suburbs. He said you're totally alone out there. There's no sense of being part of a pact. If you try to meet someone by taking a walk, there's a good chance you'll get run over.
You won't want to take walks, Sylvia. You want to stay close to home.
Why?
Because you like this family so much.
Why?
Well, for one thing, they have children.
How many?
3.
Any babies?
1.
I hate babies.
You don't, Sylvia. You're always licking their faces.
Their mouths taste good, but they're always stepping on your tail.
Well, they also have 2 teenagers, Sylvia. They're eager to have you. They want to teach you to play Frisbee. They want to take you Little League games. They'll be much better for you than I could possibly be.
I hate teenagers.
You don't.
I do. I hate them. They're totally unreliable. They forget to feed you. They play music that hurts your ears. 1 minute they're showering with love, and then they leave you locked in some car for hours on end. Oh, Greg, don't do this to me. Please, don't send me away. Keep me here with you, please.
I can't.
I'll change, Greg. I'll change my ways. I'll stop chewing shoes. I'll bring Kate the New York Times every morning. No, I won't do that. That's too corny. But I'll do something else. Just tell me what to do, and I'll do it. I swear.
I promised Kate I'd give you away.
When?
Today.
Today?
I'm driving you out right now.
Can't I even say goodbye to Bowser?
You just saw him in the park.
Shit, you're something, Greg. You're really something. You bring me home, you get me all dependent on you, you spay me.
Sylvia.
You had me spayed, Greg. You destroyed my womanhood. And then, when I get over that, when I still decide the sun rises and sets only in your direction, you're passing me off to some boring nuclear family in Westchester County. I mean, damn it, Greg, don't you feel guilty about this?
I do. I feel terrible.
Shit, what would they say at the Humane Society? You have a moral obligation here. How would they react at the ASPCA?
They'd say I was making the right decision.
Bullshit, Greg. That's just bullshit.
They'd say 1 week out there with your new family, you'll forget all about me.
Never.
Sure you will. If I came out to visit you, you might run up for a pat and a sniff, but that would be that.
You're so wrong, Greg. You're so damn wrong. Read the Odyssey sometime. That guy was gone for 20 years, and when he finally got back, when he finally returned home, the first person to recognize him, before his son, before his nurse, before his own wife, damn it, was his dog. That dog was lying outside the palace all those years waiting for him, Greg, just waiting for his master to return. And when the guy finally showed, what did the dog do? He raised his head, wagged his tail, and died.
Oh, don't, Sylvia.
I'll never forget you, Greg. Never,
Stop,
ever.
Sylvia, please. I can't stand this.
Well, let's get this over with then. I'll have to depend on the kindness of strangers. Take me to the suburbs. I hope I can at least sit in the front seat with you. After all, Her Majesty won't be there to object. Or will she? Hello?
What's she doing home?
You know, I feel like sneaking off and hiding under some bed.
Thought you had a meeting.
Oh, it broke up early.
We're just getting ready to go.
Where's Saliva?
Sylvia, Kate.
Where is she?
At the moment, I imagine she's trying to stay out of your hair.
Craig,
What?
I know how hard this is for you.
Damn right.
I want you to know I really appreciate it.
Thanks.
We'll have a good time in England, Greg. It'll be a whole new thing.
I can't talk about it right now, Kate. It's too painful at the moment.
Do you plan to take all her stuff?
They're in a bag in the front hall.
Her bed? Her brush? Oh, what about her kibble dish?
They're all there.
How about her little red ball?
I can't find it.
Oh, she'd like that little red ball.
At least you noticed.
It would be a shame to send her off without it.
She'll survive.
Oh, Greg? Actually, my meeting was still going on. I ducked out early.
Oh, yes?
I thought I should come home and say goodbye
To Saliva?
to Sylvia.
Why?
I wanted to.
Magnanimous in victory, eh?
Greg.
Well, have your farewell scene. Sylvia, come! I don't think she wants to. Sylvia!
You called, Master?
Kate wants to say goodbye to you.
Oh, sure, and I'm Marie of Romania.
Come, Sylvia.
Who's she kidding?
Go on. She's human. Say goodbye.
Sylvia, come. Sylvia, I know it's been tough sledding between you and me, but I do want to say goodbye.
What is this, some sudden sisterhood thing?
Easy now.
I wish it could have been otherwise, Sylvia.
So do I. Can I go now, please?
We'll be off then, Kate.
Goodbye, Sylvia. Greg, you really should stop at the pet store and get her another one of those little red...
I hear you've been looking for this.
My all's well that ends well.
Whatever.
And it's in reasonably good shape. There's just one little chew mark here on the corner.
She found it in the hall closet and insisted on bringing it right in.
You found it and sent her in with it.
Suit yourself, Kate. I'll call the garage.
I'll be right with you.
Okay.
I've been thinking about what you said.
What I said, Sylvia?
I wish it could have been otherwise. I've been thinking about that. You know what otherwise is, Kate? Otherwise is the man that ran off with his grandchildren's au pair. Or the guy that took a shot at his wife while she was doing her step aerobics. Otherwise is those sad, lonely couples sitting in restaurants night after night eyeing each other with absolutely nothing to say. That's otherwise, Kate.
Is it, Sylvia?
Yes. And I'll tell you what this wise is. This wise is the fact that he can never be happy with me unless you like me too. Which is why he's always foisting me on you, Kate. Which is called sharing. Which is what some people sometimes call love. That's this wise, Kate.
Okay, Sylvia, let's go.
But then again, what do I know? Just a dog.
Oh, hell. As Shakespeare once said, what the fuck?
We never got to the suburbs. I called and said we'd changed our minds. The folks understood, of course, being dog lovers like ourselves.
And I changed my mind about England. Oh, I went for a few weeks. But for the most part, I stayed home while Greg looked around for another job.
And Sylvia stayed. She stayed with us for the next 11 years until everything went wrong with her and we had to put her down. I held her when the vet gave her the shot. She looked at me, gave a little sigh, lay down quietly, and died. Kate was waiting for me when I got home, and we both cried.
Oh, that's not true. I did not cry.
You did too, you just won't admit it.
Sylvia and I never really got along, even later on.
You got along famously.
Oh, we tolerated each other at that.
Once I came home from my new job with Wildlife Conservation International. and found Kate and Sylvia side by side on the couch.
Oh, this is an absolute lie.
Kate was reading The Hidden Life of Dogs, and Sylvia had her head in Kate's lap.
This is a total male fantasy.
And I'll tell you something else. Over the years, a strange thing happened. Sylvia and I didn't talk so much.
Now, this is true.
Oh, we talked, but less and less. It was as if we learned to understand each other without talking. Or maybe we learned that we could never understand each other.
Or maybe it was because you and I talked more.
Whatever. But Sylvia's looks changed, too.
They did, really. She began to look, well, different. Show them the picture.
I'll show you Sylvia's picture. There. That's Sylvia.
I took that picture the year before she died.
Note who took it.
No. I'm afraid she looks a little the worse for wear.
Oh, she does not, Kate. She still looks absolutely gorgeous. Ah, Sylvia.
Oh, Sylvia.